Hi everyone, welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. It is Friday night. Happy Friday to everybody. It's been a long week and a crazy one at that. So I am a little better today, after, the shocking news of losing my best friend. But I'm a little bit better today. I've been in contact with her son and we've been talking, and one day at a time, one step at a time. So it's Friday and I'm exhausted. And I did mention at the one of the other videos, I think yesterday or the day before, I mentioned that I would be taking Monday off. Actually, I really need to rest, guys, because I've been getting like literally about 4.5 hours of sleep, and I need to self-care. So, but I will be back on Tuesday, because I'm not even going to be at work on Monday. I just, every now and again, I need to do that. Probably a little more often, but I'm working on it, little by little. But it's important so that I can rest and regroup and everything. It's just like when you take a vacation, but this is like a mini one. So guys, I hope you had a great week. I hope these messages are helping you and that you are sharing them with other people who need to hear it. Because as this channel grows, more and more people are going to hear the message so that they can be uplifted and not stay in a place of depression and despair. That we can rise above. We don't have to stay stuck and stagnated in pain and grief. And with that being said, I'm not a therapist or a counselor or a social worker or any of that. I'm just somebody who went through a lot of trials, tribulations, and a lot of pain. A lot of pain that lasts about 3 or 4 lifetimes, guys. Things that will blow your mind that I haven't even gotten to yet on this channel. However, perhaps in some of these videos, when I talk about personal things that happened to me without giving specific details like names or locations, etc., perhaps how I overcame these trials and tribulations will help somebody here who's listening. Because like I said in many of my prior videos, there are people out there who are going through hell, pain, grief, all types of stuff, trauma, but they're not talking about it. They are grieving and being in pain silently. Know on this channel that you can show up. We don't judge anybody here. We're here to uplift, to encourage, to move forward. And to uplift, because we have enough of that other stuff in the world, the toxicity, the hate, etc., and so forth. So we're here to build up one another. And if you can build somebody up and help them to self-love and self-care, you're doing a lot, believe me. So with that being said, guys, let's get into this topic of this discussion tonight. And it's called When Someone Wants to Put a Monkey on Your Back. When someone wants to put a monkey on your back. I know that's an unusual title, but we're going to talk about why. So the title came using the word monkey as a metaphor to describe a load on your back, a burden, a ton of bricks. When someone wants to come towards you with jealousy, envy, hate, gossip, and malicious lies against you. All these things I'm describing as burdens on your back, but I'm also describing it as a monkey on your back. Because you're trying to carry all of this that's not yours to carry. So we're going to talk about how to get through these things. Because when you decide that you're going to heal the grief, heal the pain, self-love, self-care, take care of your mental and physical health, you start to grow, heal, and evolve. You start to change and see things from a different perspective. And when you do these things, and I'm going to use the other metaphor of when you crawl out of the bottom of the barrel, like crabs in a barrel, that's another metaphor being used here, crabs in a barrel. When you decide that you're going to fight, bite, and persevere and crawl out of that barrel, and you get out of that barrel, guess what, guys? The haters will come. And the haters will come and try to drag you back down to the bottom of that barrel. And when they see they can't do that because you're not paying attention to what they're trying to do, they will try other methods to try to drag you back to the bottom of that barrel. That's why it's important to stay focused on self-care and to set strong boundaries. In my case, what I had to do, because they were coming at me left and right all over the place, because as I grew, healed, and evolved, guys, I changed. And some of the ways that I changed is the broken mindset that I had to be subservient to other people, to keep overgiving while neglecting myself and everything else that goes along with self-care, to take care of the needs in others, to have those tons of bricks on my back that belong to other people that had nothing to do with me. I'm trying to carry my stuff and their stuff, and as the metaphor I used, trying to climb a hill, monkeys on my back, and I had to drop them off. And when the boundaries were disrespected, then I had to cut off, block, and delete from my life. Because nothing, guys, nothing should get in the way of your healing, your self-care, and taking care of your mental health. That is always a priority. You're not being selfish or self-absorbed. When you take care of yourself, it is a health situation. Because all these things that's going on, people doing all this toxic stuff and, doing the most and the worst, can affect your mental and physical health. I have some notes here, guys, because I want to cover a lot here in this topic. Ask God to help you like I did, so that I can stay focused on healing the abuse, because years of this and people doing things, trying to set you up for failure on a daily, because they are at a place of envy. Envy, like I talked about in a prior video, is worse to me than jealousy, because envy is when somebody don't think you should have something. No matter how hard you work for it, no matter the credentials, the qualifications, the experience that you have for something, no matter any of that, they just don't want it to be you. They don't want you to have it. That's what envy is to me, just because it's you. And this is why I stay in prayer, meditation, and fasting until God gives me the answers. And then I also listen to my intuition. If my intuition goes off like a fire siren, I will listen to it. I will not allow myself also to sit in pain. Yes, we all feel pain, guys, from these blows from the haters, saying things, horrific things, especially the malicious lies, the gossip, trying to set you up for failure in any way that they can, because they don't want to see you grow, heal, and evolve, and they don't want to see you win. And so I stay in prayer, asking God, finding ways to continue to move forward, biting through, crawling through, and persevering. This is how you win. During the shutdown, when I had the most horrific time of my life with all these deaths, I just lost my best friend on Wednesday, but during the shutdown, people were dying every week. And I was getting phone call after phone call, like a domino effect. Then my dog died, then my mom died, then my friend died, then family members died, then people at the church I was attending died. It just went on like a domino effect. Even a neighbor where I live died. So that pain of that, and dealing with this, and people who were supposed to be my friends and my life, be there, etc., so forth, were nowhere to be found. I had to go through this and sit in this. And all this pain on top of pain, quadruple pain. And what I did in doing the shutdown, remember guys, we couldn't do anything but go to the supermarket in the beginning and come back. And so I went into prayer, really, really with God. And then I took that pain. And like I said, when you start to work through that, that's an outlet for the pain. I wrote a whole book, my third book, during the whole shutdown. So I find ways. I may sit in that pain in the beginning, but now after healing, growing, and evolving, what I do, I don't sit too long in a pain. I take that pain and turn it into power with the help of God by self-caring and continuing to move forward. And guys, I'm going to talk to those who are listening who might be going through some of the things that I'm talking about here, similar experiences. The most powerful way, guys, to win against these haters is to turn that pain into power and to keep moving forward. Never allow anybody or anything for you to give up on yourself because somebody don't like it. That's not your problem. We have the right to heal. We have the right to take care of ourselves, the self-care, the self-love, and to make sure that we're okay physically and mentally. And no one can tell us that we can't do that. And when someone does, they don't have your best interests at heart. And what I do is just cut off, block, and delete, and tune out the noise and keep persevering, biting and crawling through all of this. So this is how you win. Listen to your intuition. If your intuition is going off and telling you something is wrong over here with this situation or that situation, listen to that, because that's a warning sign. And that's what I always do. I listen to my intuition, and also I stay in prayer asking God to direct me. And if something is not for my highest good, I always ask God, if I can't see it, just block it out. I may feel some kind of way at first because I may not know what's going on, but then I learned that this is for my highest good and it's blocked out for a reason, and then I keep moving. Love yourself enough to know what you deserve and what is for your highest good and what's not for your highest good. It is important, guys. And I had to change my broken mindset from what I knew and grew up as. For example, in this house, what happens here, no matter how traumatic, no matter how painful, what happens in this house stays in this house. And I've been taught that from infancy, from the time I can remember. But how can we heal if what stays in this house is traumatic and we can't get from A to B from it? How do you heal it if you're not addressing the elephant in the room? And the elephant in the room is another metaphor I'm using for the pain. It's in the room with you. You pretending it's not there. You're walking all around it as it grows bigger and bigger. And the more it grows, the more painful. The more know that you don't have an outlet for the pain, the worse it is. It can affect your mental, physical health, everything. We have to face it, look at it, deal with it head on in order to heal from the inside out. That is so important, guys. And we don't have to, just because we share DNA with somebody, if someone is creating hell in our life, toxicity and pain over and over in our life, we don't have to put up with it just because we share DNA or because we know them way back when. You can set strong boundaries. In my case, I choose to cut off, block, and delete because none of it was for my highest good. And it started to become a situation where I was being distracted from self-care. Anything that's going to distract me from self-care, it has to be, I have to set boundaries, and if the boundaries are not working, I have to cut off, block, and delete. It is important, guys, and it doesn't mean that you're being mean or whatever. It is, you love yourself enough to know that you need to stay in a place of self-care and healing. And make sure you're taking care of yourself on a daily basis, taking time out for you on a daily basis to uplift yourself, no matter what that may be. Like, listening to music as I have music in the background, playing a piano, spending time with your pet, things that uplift your spirit and keep your spirits high, so that you don't have to listen or put up or have a monkey on your back. With all of that being said, everyone, what will you do to keep this monkey off your back? That's the message today, guys. Thank you for being here. I want to talk to you now briefly about some self-care products that I am using, and I have links to it. Please, at the end of this video, take a look at that, because there's some things that, especially if you're having issues with anxiety and you want to ease that and things like that, there are things there that can help you, like anxiety bracelets, weighted blankets. There's things there. So please take the time to take a look and see if any of those things will help you with your physical and mental health as you do daily self-care. And guys, continue to do something daily for yourself and invite others here so that they can hear the message, because somebody might need to hear this so that they know that they don't have to stay in a place of being broken down and having monkeys on their back. Thank you again, guys. I will be back on Tuesday with the new message. Please subscribe to the channel, because I'm not sure what time I'll be here as usual. And invite others to be here and to do the same. Thank you again, guys. Have a great weekend. I'm going to go in self-care now, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye for now.